So you think that all rings are created equal? Well, you're wrong. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Chunky Jeweler, or welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Chunky Jeweler. You can call me Chunky or Jan for short. Let's get into it. If you've ever bought a ring or considered buying a ring, you should watch this video to the end, because I'll be dropping a bombshell on you and to let you know that all rings, all wedding rings especially, more specifically eternity rings, the ones with the stones in it, are not all equal, and you'll waste your money if you buy one rather than the other. So stick around. Now I'm sure that all of you have seen all the pictures on the internet and been to the jewelry stores and seen all the variety of wedding rings that's available out there, but I bet you no one's ever told you that there is a wrong ring to buy and the correct ring to buy. Let's get to the bottom of that. The first thing you need to consider is, next to what type of ring are you going to wear your wedding ring, or eternity band for that matter. You need to weigh up the pros and cons of the particular wedding band you have in mind and make sure that it fits perfectly next to your engagement ring. So you might be thinking, you don't know what the pros and cons are, which ring you should get to wear next to your particular wedding or engagement ring. Well, that's the whole point of this video. Have you ever heard the expression that every pot has a lid? Right? That's usually being said when you are looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever the case may be. But the same goes for rings and wedding rings. You want a ring that'll fit in perfectly next to your engagement ring. That's not going to cause the claws to rub, and there's no stones on the side. And if you have a ring like that, that's not perfectly matched to your engagement ring. Say you got an engagement ring that's been handed down to you by grandma or great grandma, and you don't have a band or wedding ring that goes next to it. Right, there is solutions for that as well. I will explain that later in the video. Firstly, let's take a look at this wedding set. There's a very popular 3-stone as an engagement ring, and then your micro claw set band that goes next to it. And you'll notice a little fine little claws on the side. Now that is where the problem lies. Let me explain why. So when you wear your wedding ring, right, so you've got your engagement ring and either your wedding ring in the front of the engagement ring or behind it. Well, in front of it, behind it, it's your choice. There's no wrong way of wearing it. But when you wear the two together, the rings rub against each other. And what happens is the metal from the one rubs the metal from the other one away. So it's difficult to explain. Let me try it this way. The eternity band, or the ones with the tiny little stones in it, generally rubs into the 3-stone, and it usually rubs into the prongs. I'll put a picture up. And your diamonds is harder than the actual metal, and that cuts into the engagement ring, so it wears away on the side of the prongs like that. But in turn, the metal from the prongs actually starts to cover the prongs on the eternity band or the wedding band and starts rubbing away on the metal. So after a while, you end up with the diamonds cutting all the way through the side of the prongs on the engagement ring, and the top of that metal then rubbing away the prongs on the eternity band or wedding band. So you end up with a massive repair job, if not a complete remake of both the rings, because you'll have the damaged prongs on the one on your engagement ring and the damaged prongs on your wedding band. So to avoid that, you either have to get a ring that's made to fit proper, and so it cannot move. And in order to get it to not move, you have to solder the band at the base, the two rings together, and you solder at the base. Just a small section, so it keeps it from rubbing and moving in separate directions. Because that's what you get, the rubbing motion where the ring is doing this all the time. And you might not even notice it, and it might only realize it 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. But it will happen. It will happen, and it will be costly to repair. And once it's done, you won't even notice a difference from the top. It'll look exactly the same from the top. And should you ever want them separated again, that's easily done because we use a low melting point solder. The other option is you can buy a band that's got the little metal edges on the side of the ring. That'll reduce the amount of friction that you have on your engagement ring and less risk of damaging the stones. The next option is also very popular, as you can get a little spacer band to go in between your engagement ring and your wedding band, or your wedding ring for that matter. And that'll also create a buffer between the engagement ring and the wedding ring to keep it from rubbing. There's also a much cheaper option in the long run than spending your money on a costly repair. By using this option, you can actually create a ring that expresses your personality. The next option, and one of my favorite options if I'm being honest, this is the band that actually locks into place. Also known as a jigsaw ring, because the band actually locks into place around the head of the engagement ring and it keeps it in place. With this method, you eliminate the risk of rubbing. In the realm of eternity bands and wedding rings, the options are endless. Let me know which one is your favorite and which one you might choose. So this style of video is slightly different to what I'm usually doing. If you prefer this sort of videos, more informative videos about jewelry, let me know down in the comments if you don't mind. And then I can try and make more videos like this. If you have any questions, any specific topics that you want information about, please feel free to ask me. I try and get back to all my comments and questions as quickly as possible. And if there's enough questions around a certain topic, then I would definitely consider making a video around it. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. That really supports the channel to grow our channel and create an awesome community around it. So any questions, doesn't need to be related to this specific video, anything at all, you're welcome to post them and I'll get back to you. That brings us to the end of today's video. I'll catch you in the next one. Chunky Jeweler out.